Hello everyone. I hope everybody's doing great. I have received a lot of requests to talk about revision. So here we go. Revision is a wonderful thing that Neville Goddard speaks of. And according to him, it will absolutely change your life. So I made some notes. Okay. Revision works wonders. It really changes the past. Okay. All incidents that have caused pain or anguish, a fight, a misunderstanding, anything, a bad childhood, you can revise any of that. You can revise any single thing. Bad grades, I don't know, anything that you can come up with, you can revise it. And this is why it works. Okay, you're canceling out all negative events and stopping it from reproducing. Because that's what happens when you think about a negative event. It just keeps manifesting itself over and over and over again in your life. Your thoughts about money, your thoughts about relationships, all these things just keep reproducing. If you dwell on it, it reproduces. There is less conscious judgment with revision. There's a select time and date. So you have a place to start with. You have an event to remember that you can revise. So you get less resistance from that. You have a starting point. It implies your scene or event has already happened in a 3D. So you aren't waiting for a scene to happen. So there's no waiting. There's less restrictions with your subconscious on revision. It makes your desire multiply just like the negative one did. So it's going to happen just as fast as the negative ones did in your life. You're restructuring the scene to a positive outcome. Revision helps you to better live in the end. It's do-over, a correction of the past by affirmations and visualizations. Expectancy and desire must become your outer world. It's only actualized inner movement. Persuasion is an inner effort to intense attention, what you desire to hear without you must imagine hearing it in your mind. Okay, so that's my main notes on revision. I've studied this intensely with Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, Florence Scovell Shinn even gives a saying of call on the law of forgiveness. Because in a way, revision is forgiveness. You're forgiving the episode that happened and you're rewriting it. And what you do is you simply remember that scene. You lay down, calmly or sit down in a comfortable chair and you imagine, the scene kind of like what it happened. You remember vaguely what it happened and then you rewrite it. You just imagine a scene where the exact opposite happens. Or you can affirm it. You can use affirmations to say, let's see, I'm trying to think of giving you an example. Okay, say you had a lot of debt and you were concerned about it. You could visualize all these bills laying out on the table. They're due. Okay, they're due. How do you revise that? You visualize, everybody has seen this before, I know. The big red stamp pad that says paid. You just imagine that each and every one of those debts has that big red stamp on it. Paid, paid, paid. You run that over in your mind. Then you run that scene again in your mind. Paid, paid, paid. And do it like 6, 7, 8 times. Sometimes you will feel almost like a bolt of electricity goes through you. And you know it's done. When you feel that feeling of electricity in your body, you'll know that it is done. And if you want to revise it maybe another time, then you can. But usually revision, you just do it and then you let it go, and you will start seeing the results of it, because it will change all the circumstances from that event all the way through. Say you were a child and you grew up poor. You wanted to have money. So you would imagine, as a child living in a big house, imagine your mother telling you, oh, we've always had money. We've always been rich. And then you would loop that scene over and over and over. And then you just wait and watch things change. It's really amazing. Another one that I know of was a woman that was sick. She had a back injury. She fell out of the swing. 2 or 3 people have told this story, but it was a Neville Goddard story. She was in her 40s and still going to the doctor, still in intense pain. She went back and revised the moment where she fell out of the swing and hurt her back. She revised it to the point to where she jumped out of the swing and landed on her feet. And she was perfectly normal. Everything was great. And she was telling her mama, look what I did. She looped that scene over and over and over. The next morning, she had no pain. Her pain was gone, because she totally revised the accident and it was totally redone. So this is the way revision works. It's a wonderful thing. I mean, it can change so many things. Like in a relationship, if somebody, if you've had a fight or a controversy with someone, you just stop and vaguely remember that. Sit in a comfortable position. It's always better to do it in a meditative state. This is my experience with it, because I use revision all the time. I use it for little things. I use it for big things. And say you've had an argument. Well, you just go back and remember, smiling and laughing and like that section didn't even happen. Everybody was happy. Everybody was joyful. That a good outcome came from it. And loop that. Sometimes it takes 7, 8 times. I would do it until I feel that feeling electricity. I mean, you know how it feels when you have a joyful moment, and it's just like this electricity goes through you and you just feel so good. It's that feeling. A feeling of completeness is what I like to call it. There's just so many things. And another note, there's one other thing I want to touch on. If you have any questions more that I haven't explained, then just put them in the comments. And I also want to thank everybody for sharing, and subscribing. Your inner conversations. To be very successful in manifestations, your inner conversations must match your desires. They must. They absolutely have to. So it is very important for you to always have pleasant inner conversations. Instead of all this rambling and drama and BS, do what makes your life perfect. I am wonderful. I am beautiful. I am so thin. If you need to lose weight, I am so thin. I am enough. I am worthy of everything I desire. If you're running these kind of thoughts through your mind all the time, then you don't have time for negative entities or negative thoughts to come in and block your manifestations. You're always thinking something good. So, just carry on with your inner conversations. Say you're manifesting an SP. I would recommend, running your good self-concept affirmations through your mind all the time. And then when your SP crosses your mind, think about, oh, he's so madly in love with me, or she's so madly in love with me. We have the best relationship. Just little simple affirmations. It doesn't take a long, drawn-out affirmation to, to work. Just little simple things. And keeping your mind in line with your heart. Whatever your desire is, make sure your mind is speaking the same way that your heart feels. And that brings your manifestations. Also, another thing that brings manifestations quickly is continuously trying to be, I mean, we can't walk around being happy all the time, but try to be in a positive mindset. Don't let negativity creep in. If you have bad thoughts or imagine something bad happening or things not going the way you want it to, just immediately say cancel. No, that's not the way that is. It's like this. Cancel that. And wipe that thought out and immediately start saying your affirmations, your positive affirmations. If you will do this, I'm telling you, I've studied Neville Goddard, Florence Scovell Shinn, all these people, and it works amazingly well. This is the way you change your world. Through revision and positive affirmations and your thoughts aligning with your heart's desires. And I hope this helps someone out there. This is all I have to say today. And thank you very much.